All right, great day, guys. This has been a highly requested topic, by the newbies and by the guys that's been doing it for a while. The title issues is just something that we all come about. You really, you've got your list, you skip traced your list, right? You started making your DAOs, you finally get one of a contract, you find your buyer, and then boom, title issue pops up, right? Your $10,000 deal now becomes zero. Your $20,000 deal now becomes zero, and that's hard. That's hard. So as you're a new beginner, guys, learning how to make money with title issues is important. It is a must. And as you're growing and scaling, right, and as you're taking your company from zero to 100 grand a month, it's important that you learn how to make money with title issues. As you're growing your portfolio, this is one of the topics that you need to be an expert on. Okay, you need to know more than the attorney on this, right? You need to know more than your competitors on this, because that's going to give you a competitive advantage. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this brief, but there's a lot of information to cover. And really, what's going to hold you up is number one, liens and judgments. Okay. The original seller, ownership, and that's kind of it. That's really what's gonna take you down. Okay, that's really what's gonna take you down. Liens, judgments, and the right to ownership, and of course previous sellers. So let's go over a couple things real quick that can help us make money with title issues. So first, old seller liens. Okay, I had a perfect scenario. I'm gonna give you a couple. So guy purchased a property, and he buys it for contract for deed. And of course they had an agreement that the guy was gonna make payments for 5 years. He makes his payments, right? 20 years later, the guy wants to sell the property. But you know what they didn't do? Is file a lien cancellation. So the lien is still, on the deed, right? The original seller is still there, and that's a huge problem, because this guy is now in Pakistan, right? The original seller is now in Pakistan. We're in the United States. How are we gonna find this guy, right? So I looked on LinkedIn for him, right? I looked on Facebook for him. I tried to find him on Skype. I skip traced his relatives. I did everything I could do to find this guy. I went back to the original trustee to see if he was still doing deals with him. I did everything I could, and of course, we couldn't find that owner to get that lien cancellation. But the seller assured me, hey, this thing's been paid off, brother. This thing's been paid off for 15 years. He's not coming back for it. He hasn't asked me for anything for it. So I had two choices, okay? I could let the deal go, or I could buy, without a clear title. So here's what we chose to do. We says, hey, Mr. Seller, we was gonna buy for 17. I'll give you $1,000, and I'll take on this project, right? It's not a clear title. What if he comes back and says the house is his? I have to give it back up. So for this risk, all right, I'm gonna give you a very low offer, so I can take title to this property. Now here's the real magic. Because now we have this property that we paid $1,000, $2,000 for. We fixed it up for $2,000 or $3,000. Now we're $5,000 in, and we're gonna rent it out. So within the first couple months, first year, our barrier to entry was so low, we've already gotten our money back, right? Next thing is to actually get the title clear so you'll be able to sell it. We have to be able to file adverse possession. Okay, adverse possession is simply a law that says, hey, it's a right to ownership law. It says, hey, I'm the rightful owner of this property. Hey, I've been taking care of the property. Hey, I've been paying my property taxes on time. I am the sole owner of this property. If your name is on the deed, you can file that. Right to possession on the 7th year in North Carolina. If your name is not on the deed, you can do it in 20 years. So boom, there we go. So we were able to get it at a low cost. We were able to get cash flow to carry us through those years. And on year number 7, we can sell if we decide to. And of course, at that point, we have huge equity. Okay, well, that's one. The next scenario that we ran into was a judgment. All right, we got a deal locked up on Fushi, and you guys know this is one of my rentals now. We locked it up for 25, and I had it sold to one of my guys for 35 grand. All right, so everything's honky dory for the next 2 weeks, right up until, hey man, his brother repoed a car, 6 months ago. Ford found out that they inherited the property together, so they slapped that car note right on there as a judgment. Oh my gosh, can't do the deal no more, sir. Have two options. I can let the deal go down, right? Or I can buy it without a clear title. So here's what we chose to do. So there was a mortgage in place. That's why we agreed at 20. So I decided to buy it subject to, all right, pay those mortgage payments, all right? And of course, in 7 years, judgments, boom, fall off, all right? So I'm $0 in. It took me $0 to acquire this property. Literally, the guy deeded it over to me. It cost me $0 to buy it. I'm renting it out right now, all right? 7 years, judgment's gonna fall off. Boom. Now I can do whatever I want to do. Of course, I'm gonna have, once again, huge equity, all right? I'll be able to sell if I want to, or I can keep it as a cash flowing rental. You guys need to make money with title issues, okay? Let's say next, you got various owners, same thing, right? Same thing. They pass along the property, and for whatever reason you can't, the attorney says, hey, there's multiple heirs. You only know of two, there's another one that can't be found. Same thing, adverse possession, I'll handle that. Another thing that'll really handle that is you taking, of course, there you have two, there's three owners, one can't be found, there's two, all right? Once again, another risky deal. Get it super low, extremely low, rent it out. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a lien on the property. You'll put a lien on it, all right? And then you're gonna foreclose on yourself, right? And of course, foreclosure is gonna wipe out a lot of it's gonna wipe out previous owners. It's gonna wipe out some of the old debt as well. And it's gonna wipe out a lot of stuff. So that's one thing that you can do as well when you have previous owners, is you can put a lien on it and then foreclose on yourself, and that'll wipe out a lot of the things on title. And that's really a lot of things that you're gonna run into. Okay, so just remember, when you come into a title issue, that's not the end of the game. All right, that seller still wants to sell. There's now is an even bigger problem in front of you to solve. And as an investor, as an entrepreneur, you can make money off this. Okay, don't let the deal go. Make it a rental, cash flow. Use adverse possession. Use a lien and foreclose on yourself. Do whatever you need to. All right. In this case, you need to be smarter than your attorneys. You need to be giving them what you need to do in order to make this deal happen. Judgments fall off in 7 years. All right. If you're at $0 to entry, make the money. Make the money. Okay. Now there's other things that you can do. I try not to give the whole spiel because honestly, information is sometimes overload. But if you want to know what to do, shoot me a DM, right? If you got a problem deal, shoot me a deal. I buy title issue properties. I'm doing it, right? I'm buying them. I don't mind because once again, they're low barrier to entry. I want 2,000 properties. So that's one way I'm able to get to my number quicker. Using this strategy, making money with title issues. If you guys need something, holla at your boy. Let's make money together. Let's do some deals.